Alright guys, so I just finished completing the high poly character head sculpt inside ZBrush, and then I did the retopology inside of Maya with Quad Draw. Now I'm going to be working inside of Substance Painter to get some of the baking done. Now I just opened up Substance Painter and we're greeted with this this opening, this welcome to Substance Painter pop up. We're going to hit close and we're going to hit Control N on the keyboard, and that will give you a new project. If you don't want to do that, you can obviously go to File, New, and you have your document right here. And naturally you're not going to touch any of these things, but on the off chance you do, you might only change the document resolution size. But for the sake of the tutorial, we're going to keep it at 2048. And now you're going to hit select and you're going to locate the low poly mesh. And if you guys didn't know, it's always a good practice to work on your naming conventions and keep it organized. So the high poly should be have a suffix of high, and the low poly should have a suffix of low, and that's it's for good naming for baking. So we're gonna grab that low poly, and we're gonna hit open, hit OK, and on the left we have the 3D viewport, and to the right we have the 2D viewport. And I'm gonna hit F2 to solo the 3D viewport. And to begin baking, inside the texture set settings, go to Bake Mesh Maps. And output size, I'm going to do 4096, which is 4K textures. And if you don't have a high poly, you can check this where it says use low poly mesh as high, and you can grab that low poly again. But since we do have a high poly, we're going to just grab the high poly. And since we did the quad draw, the retopology section, you can change the frontal and the rear distance to get better bakes. So if you do have artifacts, you can adjust these. And where it says anti-aliasing, typically you're going to want to do 4x4. I could do 8x8 since my computer can handle it, but 9 times out of 10 you're going to do 4x4. And where it says match, if you have more than one mesh, you're going to be doing by name, and that's why it's good to have a naming convention to match the high with high and low with low, so you don't get artifacting. But for the sake of this tutorial, since I only have one mesh, one high and one low, I'm going to hit always. And so once you're ready, hit bake mesh maps. Alright guys, so we're now complete with the baking section. You'll see all these have check marks. They're all complete. They all look great. And we're actually done right now. But before we leave, the reason behind the chin, because I'm pretty sure you guys were wondering why the chin looks like that, it's because of this. So I actually textured this character already for my portfolio, and he's wearing this helmet. He's a cyborg, and it's actually Morgan Freeman, if you guys can tell. His little cyborg eyes look pretty cool. Yeah. So hopefully you guys found this tutorial somewhat useful. In the next tutorial, I will be going over how to texture this character for production.